here is a rebroadcast of the video from yesterday. I had given the video bright colors, homosexuality, Timberlands come in all colors. I had for sure, and actually it was going pretty good. We were having a discussion, so I decided to do it again, to reload it, and I'm going to present the same questions, and I'll present the same answers if anybody wants to come in and wants to and wants to be a part of it, and who wants to who wants to ask me any questions, feel free to do so. Okay, I'm going to start off by saying the Timberland shoes, which are gray with, I call it the multicolored shoestrings, but some people say that it represents the gay pride movement, which I don't see it, the gay movement, as Timberland promoting the gay agenda. But if anybody knows anything, hi, Bayami. I hope I got your name right. I don't see the gay movement as Timberland promoting. Timberland always had different color boots. And there's a statement that came out years ago, and I think it was mispresented to, well, not mispresented. The spokesman for the Timberland company said the shoes were not meant for urban wear. If you know the history of Timberland boots were hiking boots, climbing mountains and things, because they're very rugged, they're very hard. I don't wear them. I don't like them. They're too heavy. They just they're clunky on my feet. So I don't like them. He never meant that Black people weren't supposed to wear them. People got this, he said they weren't for urban wear. Quiet as is kept, we're not the only people who live in the urban area. So that's a myth that it was destroyed, that they weren't going to do it for Black people, and so it was put out. It's called industrial espionage. It really is. So this is, that's what they do. Because if anybody is old enough here to remember the Tylenol scare, because Tylenol used to be the only painkiller, most popular painkiller. Someone said that they got they found cyanide in a capsule of Tylenol pain reliever. So I had taken a whole bottle and was down to my last one. And my sister said, "Oh no, don't take it. Don't take it. Don't take it at all. Because if you take it, you'll get, it might be the one with the cyanide." I'm like, I got a headache because I used to suffer real bad with migraines. I'm taking it. Took it. And I said, I done got down to the last one in the bottle, and I am not going to throw it away. But anyway, if you guys will hold on, I'm having a problem with my air conditioning. The coil broke. They came to fix it. They have to come back tomorrow. I'm sitting here. I'm dying from the heat. Let me turn my food down, and I will be right back at you. I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to cut my food off. I happened to look over at the stove and I saw the red light on. So said, let me cut it off. Yeah. So anyway, and the reason why I redid this is because I only set the clock up for an hour, and and it cut off. And I was having a discussion with someone because I was saying a couple of things I was saying, and like the rainbow thing with the I call, like I said, I call them multicolored shoestrings. Other people say that they're it denotes a homosexual agenda, which I don't believe. Because if you think about it, the Rainbow Bright dolls came out years ago, was for girls, and no one made a big issue about it. Nobody's daughter turned into a lesbian. No little boy picked it up and played with it, you know. So, you know, I think it's getting to be about homosexuality is getting to be a little bit too much for me. So it's like, you know, it's like it's becoming homophobic. People are becoming homophobic with it, you know. Like, I'm a Christian and I don't believe in homosexuality. I don't practice homosexuality. I'm not a homosexual, you know, but I have members of my family who are. And what do you suggest that people do with those who are members, you know, members of their family, who have a member of their family who is gay, Do you deny your children because they're gay? Do you put your children out the house? Do you banish them? I mean, people do what they want to do, but in my family, our, you know, niece, my father's nephew, and you know, was gay. He had a relationship over 30 years with one individual, and they were together when he died, and that was it. So, you know, I don't believe in it, but I won't damn my family or none of that either. So it is what you want. People, I don't know what it is with some people. Some people take it and they become, it becomes an obsession. More than an obsession, it basically becomes it's like they become homophobic when it comes to it. But I don't know, people to each his own. Like I said, I don't believe in the agenda. Certain things shouldn't be taught in the school. I do believe in that. I feel like the you know, certain things parents should teach their children, but you know, it's up to the individual. They come in. Another thing that like the shoes, I spoke about the shoestrings. There's another thing, like everybody is big up in Alex Jones. I don't get it. I really, really don't get the fact that Alex Jones is being bigged up. He's off of he's off of all social media platforms. He can't be on television anymore. So he's basically gone. He's a racist. Who comes with him? You know, who follows? Who follows him? Who really follows him? You know, that I know, because I don't know nobody who likes him. Because I know I don't. I can't stand him. I really don't like the man. And I'm glad he's gone. And there's a whole lot of other folks that's on YouTube that need to go too. But and eventually that will come. That's gonna come. So it is what it is. Yeah. These conspiracy theories are out of hand. I saw one conspiracy theory where they actually said that the school shootings never happened, that they were staged. And people actually believe it. They actually believe it. That's the part I get. That's the part I don't get. They actually believe the school shootings were staged. Who stages the school shooting? I mean, come on. And the way these people read certain stuff, you could tell all of them was the short riders of the short buses. Okay, they rode the short bus to school, you know. So it is what it is. It totally is what it is. But I don't follow stuff like that. I read, I listen, and I don't follow stuff like that because you know, I do I do know that you know, I know there's conspiracies, but this this one about the kids, you know, kids staging everything. I mean, come on. Excuse me for taking so many water breaks. The air conditioner in my house broke, and it's very hot in here. So I've been drinking a lot of water all day to stay hydrated because I've really been like sweating like crazy. I've been sweating like, oof, I don't know anything about, anything. And you know what else I found out a lot about? A lot of things about different things about different people and stuff. That no two persons rather, think the same because I can read an article, have my friend to read an article, and she will she will have a whole different opinion of it. Different from my opinion. Different from my opinion. You know, I've there was an article, well, not an article. There was a show Tommy Hilfiger was on. I think it was for Oprah because this was years ago, and I'm pretty sure it was Oprah's channel. And Oprah was talking with Tommy Hilfiger. Now, I listened to it, and he was happy that his clothes were selling in the urban areas. People said he said on Oprah that his clothes were not made for Black people to wear. First of all, that's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard, because if you think about it, whether you want to admit it or not, Oprah is Black. So why would you say that? Second of all, the main reason is the man never said that. But people swear by God that they heard this guy. They heard the guy say it. And I'm like, okay, maybe I fell asleep. Maybe I missed something. So I decided to listen to it again. And I still haven't heard it. They did the same thing with Anne Klein. Anne Klein with her clothes. They are made for the smaller person in mind, but I don't think she actually made her clothes so Black people couldn't wear them. I don't believe all of that. I really don't. And here's something else I want to address also. I want to address the fact that people are out in Philadelphia. They arrested supposedly 1,000 ex-priests in Philadelphia. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard. But what I want to say about this, because I have been a practicing Catholic, because I come from a Catholic Baptist background, because my mom was a Southern Baptist, conservative Southern Baptist, and my dad, it was a Catholic, raised as Catholic in Virginia. So I got both of the religions. I just want to say this. I notice how everybody, the Catholic Church, every priest, I want to say every priest who is in the Catholic Church is not a pedophile. And I'll say it again. And every priest that's in the Catholic Church is not a pedophile. It's just that simple. He's not, they're not a pedophile. No, they're really not. So, I mean, the church has issues. It always has issues. All churches have issues. Because Eddie Long had a homosexual relationship with boys, am I supposed to gather from that all Black ministers are homosexual and have homosexual relationships with Black men? Black boys, not even men, boys. No, I'm not supposed to do that. I'm not supposed to do that. I don't, like I said, I don't believe in the homosexual lifestyle, but I'm not homophobic either. I'm not. It's getting to be agenda. I don't do cults. I don't do followers. And I was told in my live from yesterday that someone else had spoke on these topics and they had a different opinion, and I spoke the opposite of what the person said. Of course, I spoke the opposite of what they said because I'm not them, you know. And I was like amazed that this woman would say that to me. I spoke. Yeah, I spoke I speak the opposite. I mean, it has nothing to do with the person who said it. It's just that we have different viewpoints. I don't do conspiracy theories. Actually, I don't like conspiracy theories because I think they're dumb. They have no solid scientific background to them. But people are free to believe what they want to believe. But I just found it amazing that this woman would literally say to me, "Oh, you're throwing shade." If you go and see the video, because it's still up, but I reloaded it because there was more I wanted to say. Because, like I said, I only set the live up to only be for an hour. I didn't realize I should have gave it more time because actually I didn't think the topic was going to draw that kind of attention, but it did. So it did, and I never got to finish stating my opinion of it. No, I wasn't throwing shade at anybody, but I just, like I said, I don't believe in something called Agenda 21. And because they got Alex Jones off the air, I don't believe that YouTube is going to come after me. But my content is never controversial. People don't like it. Other people don't like what I have to say, but that's the way it is always for me. Other people don't like what I say anyway. You know, people don't like what I said. Because I heard someone say my voice was irritating. Oh, well, if anybody is listening here and they don't like my voice and you think it's irritating, bye. Ain't nobody asked you to listen. You come to be nosy, and I know there's a few of y'all who do that. You're listening right now. You don't go in the chat, you listen, and you're looking for me to say something so you can flag it or all the nonsense that you do. But it's all good. But like I said, if you find my content boring, if you find my voice irritating, then the best I can tell you is don't listen, really, because nobody cares what you think. I'm my own woman. I don't follow cults. I don't go do conspiracy theories, and I'm not homophobic. You know, so that's how that goes. It is what it is. I am not homophobic, so everything that comes out, that comes in a rainbow, is not sending a homosexual signal. So I guess when it rains in the rainbow forms, I guess that's God sending a homosexual signal, according to you people who believe in all that mess. So I guess y'all won't be wearing Timberlands. Who cares? I honestly don't think the makers of Timberland really care whether you wear their product or not, because there's so many people who do wear it that they won't even miss you. Honestly, they won't miss you at all. Nope, won't miss you at all in there. And people are funny. They are so funny. How they can tell you who you can follow, who you can like, who you can't like, and man, it's crazy. And I'm not talking about the individual or individuals who are on a live and have an opinion. I'm talking about the followers. That's who I'm talking about. The followers, because some of these followers that follow these people, if you read their comments, you can tell they rode the short bus to school. You sure as heck can. You can tell they rode the short bus to school. They hear stuff and they hear it, and I don't think they comprehend it. I really don't think they comprehend any of what they of what they read or what they hear, because some of the statements that some of these YouTubers make, and I'm talking in general, I'm not talking about no one, because I know there's a whole lot of ears and nose. Why, Joyce, why are you blocked from where? I don't know what you're talking about. I see your name here. Where are you blocked from? What are you blocked from? I haven't blocked anybody. Actually, I don't have any moderators to block anybody. So I don't know. Tell me where you're blocked and I'll try to find out. I will try to find out where you're blocked from, because I see your comment. So you can't be blocked on my end. I don't know. It is what it is. But yesterday, since you came in, Joyce, what happened was I only scheduled like the live for like an hour. I really didn't think, actually, I honestly didn't think that anybody was going to bother to answer me, but you did. And you were saying, oh, I wasn't, actually, I wasn't throwing, no, I told you I wasn't throwing shade, but it just so happens, and I'm going to tell you what happened. What happened was, there was a comment left to, I won't say the name, but if you go back and look in the comments for the first one, you'll see, to a sister who said the same thing that I said. And she was given a nasty comment of, you must be a lesbian feminist. And I thought that was kind of, I thought it was nasty. I really thought it was nasty. So I answered it for them. And it was really, if you go back into the comments of the original post that I did yesterday, Joyce, you'll see who it is, and you'll see what I did. Now, I will say this, and something you said, and I'm not mad that you said it, but it's a good point. You said that I said the opposite of what they said. Of course. Think about it. And I like I said, I'm not mad that you said it, but of course I think the opposite. I think for myself, and there's quite a few things that were going on that people don't know about, and really, it really doesn't matter. But because, like I said, I don't believe in conspiracy theories. Has nothing to do with the individual who spoke about them, that speaks about them all the time. I don't do them. I never did, never will, because they say there was a conspiracy to kill President Kennedy, a conspiracy to kill Robert Kennedy, a conspiracy to kill Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, just conspiracies everywhere, So conspiracy theories come out of everything. Everybody's entitled to believe what they want to believe, They're entitled to believe anything they want to believe. But I have my belief system too. And I don't think everything is geared to as lure our children into homosexuality. Now, do I think there is a problem with it? Yeah. Do I think it's a problem with it? I don't like the way the agenda is being pushed at schools. Now, I will agree with anybody on that. That is, sex, any type of sex should be up to the parent. Now, I went to a Catholic school, and they, they taught marriage, they taught marriage, a husband, a man, and a wife. And that was the extent. But the basics of the sexual intercourse, the how babies are made, and this, that, and the other, my mother taught me that. I didn't learn that from any school, nobody. I didn't learn that in the street. I learned it from my mother. No, dear, I don't deliberately go against anyone. I'm not against anyone. No, but like I said, there's so much going on that's not known about that situation that is really not known, So I'll take the beating. I'll be I'll be Miss Bev, the backstabbing old lady. Doesn't matter to me. But what I do have a problem with is growing up my child and stuff. And see, this is what a lot of people, they feel they know me, but they don't know me. I've always been a quiet, private person, so I don't really talk much. And the nonsense that's going on is why I don't talk, why I don't really talk to people much. My sex life is private, used to being gay, homosexual, having. No, I like men, love men, always have, but I'm not overly sexy, sex driven. Even when I was younger, I wasn't. I didn't feel like and I still don't feel like I need a man having a man does not define me. It doesn't make me who I am. I am my own woman. I'm my own thinker. I don't follow the masses. If I don't believe what you believe, then I don't believe it. It's just like me and my sister. My sister believes totally different than me. If you were to meet my sister, she's a totally, totally different person than me. She's taller than me. She's thin. She's very fine features, thin. She's been 6 feet tall ever since she was 11 years old. She wore a size 11 shoe at 11 years old. But she's very dainty, very tall, and she's model type of body. But anyway, we're two different people. I'm never going to speak the same as someone else, because my thought process, some things we may agree on. I can agree on a person, but I also have things that I disagree with the person about, so it's it is what it is, and so and there's children's agendas that are more important than hearing conspiracy theories and stuff like this. And I look all over YouTube. I look all over YouTube, and and despite all the craziness that goes on in YouTube, I was only subscribed to 2 channels. Now I'm just subscribed to 1, but I have no problem with if the other individual was to really put something out that was really positive, and I agree with it. I have no problem with saying I agree with it because all of this is petty. And I'll admit I was very mad, and I wanted to jump out and say things because one thing I don't do is I don't include a person's child. If I got an issue with you, I got an issue with you. I don't include nobody's children in it, you know. Yeah, I just don't. You know, I don't put people's children because, like you say, Joyce, I just said what you said. You said it's all just a stock to shock. And yes, it is. And you know what? What I said, and I'll say it on here, with that situation, the only people I feel sorry for are the children. They don't deserve to have their mom or dad or their mom and dad's friends drug through the mud because people don't like their parents. I feel sorry for them. Therefore, I don't do it. Now, I was mad and I'm known to jump out on people. I'm known to not react accordingly, to just leap out there and say stuff. But I realize this whole situation is getting so out of hand, you know. It's getting so out of hand, and it only gets worse instead of better. And like I said, there's so much. If you have a messenger account, you can hit me up and I'll explain more to you because I don't care to take it any further online. You know, I don't care to take that any line because, like I said, the children are the real ones who I feel sorry for. I honestly feel sorry for, you know, because the adults can stand their ground. They'll either listen or they'll just walk away. But the children are going to ask questions. Why did they say this? Why did they say that? And the children get hurt. It's like a couple, you being married and you're in a bad relationship with the husband and you stay and it's full of domestic violence and you always got to fight with the individual. The children are the ones who hear it at night. It makes an imprint on their mind, and it's just not right. So even though this is YouTube, and YouTube to me is YouTube is fake. It's really fake. To me, it's just. I mean, it's just a film. Exactly. But I don't hear anybody telling that other party about not bringing my son into it, although my son is 36. But remember this that he's still my son. And I've never brought their children into anything. And I got so much stuff that I could bring out and really bring, but to bring it out, I would have to hurt the wife and the children, and that's not what I'm going to do. I'm not about that. But I don't hear anybody telling him, don't bring my kid into it. And although my son is 36, I worked hard to get my son to this point in his life. Is he perfect? No. But he was he was veering off to the left, and he was going down a crooked path. And I got him to the point in his life where he is now. He's successful. He's never done any jail time, county or state. Never been accused of being involved in a murder or robbery. None of that stuff. None whatsoever. Was he an angel? No. But it took hard work, and people ask me, oh, what kind of son do you have? You're his mother and you're being dragged. I don't bring my children, I only have one. I don't bring my child into adult mess. I never did. I never, ever did. My sister and I, we argue. We don't always get along. My sister's much older than me, so it's like she tries to be that mother mess. But I've always taught my son to respect his aunt, respect his elders. I've told him, if you having a problem with any adult, you tell me and I'll go to them and we'll go together and I will straighten it out. That's how I raised my son. No, kids don't belong in grown people's mess. And like I said, I would never do that. Now, Are other people I associate with gonna do it? I can't tell you yes, and I can't tell you no, and I can't tell you yes. But I'm not responsible for what other people do. But I'm responsible for my part and for my yeah, he saying that if my son don't want to be bothered with me, there's a lot to that story. I'm gonna say this, but I will say, Joyce, is I will say this. I don't know if you have children, but I think I'm not sure. But anyway, I heard Dr. Phil tell some parents on TV a long time ago, if you have a teenager in your house and they never argue with you, everything, everything, they don't find any fault with your teaching, you're doing something wrong. And I always remembered that. And I was the type of mother. Yeah, I jumped down on them. My sister would call me and tell me to, oh, you shouldn't say this to him. You act like your boyfriend and girlfriend. But I'm like, you know what? You leave him alone. She's in the church. She believes in praying and all this stuff, which ain't nothing wrong to it because I was raised up in the church too. But, but I taught my son to respect your auntie. That's your auntie. That's my sister, my one and only. And despite everything, she got your best interests at heart. She could be a little messy and aggravating sometimes, like she is now. I'm mad with her now, but who knows? Tomorrow I'll probably call her and we'll talk about it and act like it never happened. So it is what it is and stuff like that. But I don't bring children into mess, and I don't want my son in no mess, because actually this is not that serious. This is YouTube. This is cyber. I close YouTube. I close my computer down every night, and I don't know nobody until the next morning or the next day or the next week, whenever I decide to come back in. So I listen to music and stuff. So that's the way I am, And actually, ain't too much other than saying my son don't want to be bothered with me, which is a lie. But that's a whole nother issue, because one thing I've learned, I was speaking to a friend of mine and we were talking about at work how the people were, oh, you have 3 children. So you know what I'm saying? You don't always, your children don't always agree with the things you tell them. And as they get older, they're going to think you're old-fashioned this, old this. Because I remember we used to call my mother a witch doctor, because she was always saying, don't eat this because you'll get sick. Don't do this, don't do that. I said, oh, Mom. But a lot of what my mother told me is the truth. It's really the truth. It really is. So, there's issues in there. Like I said, I got my son back on center stage. Is he all together? Is he actually, all the way where he should be? No, but he's still growing. He's still young. My son is only 36. He turned 36 in April. So he's still growing. I mean, he's so much better. He's very successful. He's been out of state. He's been out of the state for like a month and a half, and he'll be gone. He'll be out of the country for 8 weeks. That's 2 months. So he's successful at what he does, So I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that, And people generally come, I don't, you just don't. See, this is a problem. And I'm talking in general now. I'm just talking about in general, about kids in general. The problem with kids today are the parents are younger, so they treat the kids like their friends instead of their children, because it's like children raising children, and they want friendships with their children. I had a friendship with my son, but it didn't dominate me how I raised him, because I'm your friend, but I'm not your friend. I'm not the type of friend that you have in the street you can say, oh, I stole this, I stole that. No, you can't do that kind of friend. I'm your friend because I'm your mother. I'm your parent, and it's my job and my duty to tell you what is right and what is wrong, you know. So there. But you know, so it is what it definitely is, you know, with the kids and stuff. And he's my one and only. So it to see him fail, I didn't get a second chance, you know. I wouldn't get, if he failed in life and it became a criminal and an in and out criminal murderer or whatever you want to say, I would have been a failure, you know. I would be a failure. And I didn't have it. Like, I know people, I know someone who had 4 children, 4 boys, one boy in and out of jail all the time, but the other 3 boys are successful. So it's like, I tried my best with you all, and one fell through. I ever seen this movie, the Mary Thomas story. She was Isaiah Thomas's mother. She raised her kids in Chicago, and she raised them in the projects and stuff. And all her children turned out good, but she had one son that got caught up in Chicago. But she had all the other children, you know, that she was successful with. I didn't have that. So no, when people ask me why doesn't he get in there and get into it, no. As far as I know, he doesn't know about it. He doesn't know what's going on, what's being said. And even if he knew, my son is the type of kid that would be like petty to him. Just leave him alone, Ma. What did you say, Ma? Because I know your mouth. You said something. And he would say, oh, Ma, forget it. But he would, you know, that's about as far as it would go. But arguing back and forth, and he definitely wouldn't argue back and forth on YouTube. You know, because he laughs. He posts his things up with him and his friends. They're at the gym. They're laughing. They're at the clubs. They're laughing. He's taking care of his business. He's laughing with somebody. He's meeting somebody for the first time that he's never met before, and they're famous. He laughs about that. Oh, look what I'm saying. Oh, I met Kanye West, and I made Kanye West smile. Excuse me. That's the kind of kid he is. He's always been that way. If he could avoid a beef, if he could avoid a fight, he will be. So for those who may be listening or who intend to listen afterwards, no, my son will never, ever go back and forth with nobody. As long as I'm not being physically hit or hurt, and which he knows I will never be, I'm not going to say I will never be physically hit by a man or anything like that. It hasn't happened because that's not the lifestyle he saw me and my sister go through, because we didn't have that kind. No, he saw no domestic violence towards me or his aunt, you know, to my sister, because we don't do all of that. So, you know, we don't now. Believe me when I tell you, if he thought somebody was really hurting me, like gonna kill me, gonna beat me up or something like that, he'd be all over it. But just back and forth talking, nah, he ain't getting in it. So that's how that goes. But yeah, so that's just some of the stuff. And you know what, too, Joyce, that's like people are, you know, people have their own beliefs, and they believe what they, you know, they believe what they want to believe. And one thing I've had to learn, because my a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, told me a long time ago, I had this thing where I believed, you know, if a person didn't believe like I believe, I couldn't understand why they didn't. She said, you have to realize that everybody is not raised the same way. And when I came to that conclusion, it made a lot of things much more, how would I say? It made it much more easier. So, you know, it is, but no hard feelings, no hard feelings whatsoever. But no, I'm not supposed to, if I have the same opinion as someone, I would agree with them. I wouldn't go the opposite way on them. Nah, I don't. I wouldn't. But then again, that's me. So it's it is what it is. It very much is. So that's how that goes in there. And my oldest granddaughter, well, not my oldest granddaughter, well, she is my oldest granddaughter. She's one half of my oldest granddaughter, but she wants to be a model. That's her face you see on this post. And I got a full life with a family. I have a family and I have a full life. So that they're not even a part of YouTube, and my family life isn't even a part of it. So she wants to be a model. She's taking some pictures. I don't know when she's going to take pictures, when she's going to take them, but she's going to take pictures. And my sister will shop around to the different agencies and send her pictures in, and my sister will definitely put her with the right company and the right thing, because she's only 16, and she's not going to let her do a Victoria's Secret ad. I don't know I don't even think the child wanted to model lingerie, but but that's how my sister is. She just puts it out there. She puts everything out on the table. No, you won't be modeling Victoria's Secret. She's going to take it to a place like the Gap, Banana Republic, Abercrombie and whichever ones, something like that, like a young girl, because she's only 16. She's only been 16, oh God, a month. So it is what it is. But yeah, I really am. And that's why I decided to do it again too, because there are always going to be those who say that it's shade, because I got a lot of enemies on YouTube, people that I don't know. People that I don't know are enemies of mine. And I find it very, very, very funny, because I don't know you. I don't know you, so what you think of me doesn't matter. The people who know me, who really, really know me, they know my feelings. They know how I am. So they're the only people they're the only ones that count. They really are. Those are the only people who count, as far as, far as I'm concerned. They are the only ones who count to me. Because this Instagram beefing and talking this about everybody's kids, it's to the point of ridiculous. As long as I ain't doing it, like I said, I can't control what other people do and how other people think. I could only control myself and what I do. And I've been righteous for a lot of stuff that, oh, I see you said she's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Joyce. I just saw that. Thank you. So, I've been righteous. I've been accused of being a snake. I've been accused of backstabbing an old lady. And I'm like, really? All the things that I did. And see, I think some of the problem is because I don't do things publicly, because I don't try to embarrass people in public. I work to try to. I will say this, what I'm going to say. I will say this about the situation, Joyce, and you know what situation I'm talking about. I worked behind the scenes to work it out. It could have been worked out, with the individual that, that supposedly is the cause of all this and this, but the other one refused. He didn't want the helping hand. So can't make people do what they don't want to do. So I let go. So like I said, if you have Messenger or anything, we could chat further if there's anything you'd like to know, on that topic. But yeah, and I'm actually sorry that things went the way they were, but there were some things that went on, and there's some things that are still going on that I just can't, I can't condone. I can't be a part of it. Like I said, I don't do cults, and you know, it is what it is. So I'll probably get some backlash for saying that I don't do cults, which I don't. I don't do cults with nobody, and I don't cover for nobody because my son, I didn't cover for my own son. I always taught my son to you know take. I always taught my son to take responsibility for your actions, because I'm not saying, when I say he didn't do no time, I'm not saying that he didn't do anything in the street when he was in the street. Yes, he did stuff in the street. He, for some reason, he just never got caught out there. So it is what it is. But we just don't. And I never upheld my son and when he was wrong. I always told him was right, because I raised him the way my mother raised me, and we were always told to be accountable for our actions. And I taught my son never to lie on anyone. Own your part of what in the situation. You know, so I'm banished. I'm the little old backstabbing lady, Miss Bad. But actually, when I heard it, I actually laughed. Had they not said put my son in it, I would be on the floor rolling laughing. I would have never said nothing, because it honestly doesn't hurt. It doesn't bother me. I'm happy to be my age, and I'm happy to have a birthday next month to live and see it. People need to, before they talk, they need to think, because the road you're traveling is the road I've already been through. So it is what it is. It really is. So that's what it is. Like I said, Joyce, if you have a messenger, you can hit me up on Messenger, and we can talk more. We could talk more about the situation. That's if you care to. It's up to you. You can do what you want. I don't want to cause any problems between you and them either, because I hope you know that if you talk to me, you will be on their list. On that list, you will be banished also. I kid you not. And I don't mean that to be, hey, yes, I do. I mean it for what it is. It's the truth. I'm the pariah. I'm the pariah. Anyone who talks to me will be banished. you know, it's crazy. Yeah. So, how old are your children or adults? I take it. Yeah. Yeah. There was something else I wanted to say too. Oh, schools back. Schools. I guess schools are starting all over. Some schools are starting. You know, starting back, and the kids need to be. Yeah, they need to be aware of their surroundings. Make sure your kids are, you know, know of their surroundings. And kids have a habit of taking shortcuts. Teach your children not to take shortcuts home, to travel through the paths where people are. So if anybody tries anything, somebody will see them. You know. So it is what it is. Do you have any questions? Other questions for me, Joyce? Anything you want to ask me? You can ask me anything. Yeah. So it is what it is. And I don't know. I don't know. The cold weather is coming again. Do you find that this year went quicker than others, or do they all go quick? I found that to me, I found that um, I found this summer to go quick. It seems like the kids just got out of school and they get ready to go back again. Oh, excuse me. I don't remember school coming around so quick. Maybe because I was a kid and I didn't have nothing else to worry about. Because it seemed like summer would last forever. Because I used to around, oh, yeah, yeah, your daughters, wow. Oh, you have boys 26 and 14. Did you find that boys are harder to raise than girls, or is it equal? Because some people tell me that girls today are not like the girls that when we grew up. Boys are, because I didn't have any brothers, and I have boy cousins, but we didn't live by a boy cousin. My mother, that's a whole nother story within itself. But mom, moved moved up, where we lived at, so she wouldn't be around all the mess in there. That's you know, so it is what it is. So, but I just wanted to say that, people really, really, and I know homosexuality and pedophilia is high, but all I say to people are, yes, be vigilant, pay attention, but don't be homophobic. Oh, he's gay. Oh, he's got rainbow colors on. Like I said, I call it multicolored. They call it rainbow. Rainbows have been around people for the ages, and I don't see too many of them becoming homosexual behind a rainbow. And Alex Jones and his conspiracy theories. Alex Jones is a racist. Anybody, I don't care who it is, and I will tell them to their face, black, white, purple, blue, or green. If you agree with Alex Jones and his conspiracies, and that it's a conspiracy and they're taking him off, blah, 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 because that's Agenda 21, it's something wrong with you. You need to go see a doctor, because Alex Jones has no care in his heart for blacks at all. Yeah. You know, you agree with me, boys are hard. I see what you said. I just want to hear you brief the situation. This year did go by fast. I type really slow. Yes, boys are harder to raise, but my daughter was a handful. So, you know what about your daughter? I have wanted 10 girls. I have wanted 10 children, and I have wanted stair step girls. I wanted to have one baby a year for 10 years. That was my goal when I was younger. And fortunately, some people would say unfortunately, but I'll say fortunately, I was high risk. I could not have those. I could not have those children. I couldn't have children like everybody else, and a lot of people don't understand that either. Some people can have babies. Yeah, so Alex Jones is a racist. He's gone. Goodbye. He's banned from life from all social media. He's banned from the TV. So, but I'm sure he'll find somewhere else to go to spew his stuff. So he did. But anyway, I had a friend. He raised his daughter, and he told me daughter. He raised his daughter alone, and he said his daughter was far worse than raising the boys. So I wanted these 10 girls because I was feeling like, wow, if I had a daughter, it would be easier because I didn't really have any brothers, and I'm the youngest. And I had an older cousin that my mother had raised her sister's son, and he, but he was older because he was like 10 years older than my sister. And my sister's almost 10 years older than me. So it's some years, there's always years apart from it. But, and he was saying how his daughter was much harder to raise than his sons were. So I take it these girls would make me kill them. So God knows best. I got one child, one only, and it's a boy, and I'm happy. God blessed me with one, and I take it for what it is, a blessing. And it is what it is, and I'm thankful for everything that's been done for me. So with that, seems like nobody else has anything else to say. I will let it go. And like I said, if you want to talk some more other than this, because I'm not going to be addressing this issue no more. The only reason why I addressed it again is because, like I said, the way it cut off when we were talking, I was like, wow, she probably thinks I'm mad. It was just that I only scheduled the show for like 60 minutes, and that was it. That's why it cut off. The end, I'll have to end this one myself. I had to do it. I have a channel that I'm working on, which is going to be for children's issues, issues of sexual molestation, pedophilia, whatever. But it's going to be, and that's all that's going to be on it. So I'm working on it. The reason why I use Hangouts all the time is because I want people to, if people can get a Hangouts and get a free course, and if Google gives you a free phone number, then we can talk back and forth through Hangouts. It won't cost anybody any money. So we can talk on the line. People can say what they want to say, It is what it is. So I'm going to end this live to get up and finish doing what I was doing. I was so in the swing to it this morning. I got up, and all of a sudden, I got up early. It was nice and cool in the house. Then all of a sudden, it started getting hot, and I went to turn the air conditioner. The air conditioner was off, and I'm like, okay, I owe the power company some money. Oh, yeah. I'm going to leave the thing. The only thing, Joyce, that I'm really upset about is pulling my son into it, because I don't do that. I don't do it because, like I said, I feel sorry that his children have to see his mother, their father, being dragged through the mud, causing their mother to have to go through it because of who her husband is and what he says and who he says it about. So I won't be a part of it. Calls my son's name, he calls it alone. I'm just leaving it alone. Like I said, I'm blessed. I am so blessed because I consider myself a blessed individual because, like I said, my son, I got him back on that straight path. He ain't 100%. He got a whole lot of goals. He's been saved, delivered. Yeah, he still got some street in him, and he still acts crazy, with these kids and stuff, and he needs to settle down with somebody, but that'll come in time too. There's so much more. And like I said, anytime you want to talk, just hit me up on Messenger, whatever, and we can talk. And we can talk even better if you did it. Like I said, I'm not going to air nobody's dirty laundry out in public. I don't do that. I really don't. But now, I must admit, If you push me close and you come at me, I will come the hell at you. But this right here, this little situation right here, that's petty. That's laughable. It's a laughable situation. So I'm going to say good night to everyone who's listening, because I know there's a bunch of y'all trolls listening, and I appreciate you, Joyce, because at least you were woman enough to come and talk to me and ask me about, about the thing. So I appreciate that, because that's being real. Now that's what you call being real. You had an issue, you thought something was going on, you answered it. So now you and I, we came to the point, we're at the point, hey, it's hey, it is what it is. She addressed my issue. You asked the question, I addressed it. It's over. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. But then again, now, like I said, I don't like Alex Jones, and I don't care who like her. But if somebody says something about, Alex Jones, and I think is wrong, I'm gonna say it. That, I'm gonna say something. There's gonna be situations where I'm gonna say something. I'm not going to drag nobody's name through nothing, because they have children, and the children see. These kids are smart. These kids are way smarter than we used to be. But then again, we never had the stuff that these kids have. These little kids in the, yeah, um, these kids, Joyce, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna really go too. These little kids 5 years old can go on these computers and find stuff that we can't even find. They will help you find it. So good night. My throat is getting dry. I'm going to end this live now. And to anybody else who's left in there, good night, y'all. Have a good evening. So I'm going to end it. And I guess this is how you end it. I don't know how to cut this thing off. I never do. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I don't know how this. I don't know how to end this. Anybody else want to talk until I figure out how to end this? Wow. I got all this time on this live. I gave it too much time this time. This is funny. Funny. So it is what it is. How do I stop this live? I'm going to, it says mute, present to everyone. Hi from broadcaster. Da.